let me tell you, this right here is the most annoying bag to use ever. Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a bag review for you. I will be talking about one of my newest bags in my collection, the mini Wicker Capucines. I bought this bag just over a month ago, right before summer, and it is the most perfect summer bag. However, I do have some thoughts about it because I have worn it a few times. So if you're curious, keep watching. If you have been watching my channel for a couple of years, you probably know that a wicker bag was on top of my wish list. I've been dying to get a wicker bag for years now, and I was always looking for the perfect one. Every summer brands release so many different raffia and wicker bags, but there was never one that was perfect in my eyes. So I kept looking and hoping I would find the one soon, and Louis Vuitton finally released the one. This, however, is not the first time Louis has released a Wicker Capucines. They did it 2 years ago and I couldn't get my hands on the Wicker Capucines in the BB size. It was much bigger and it was impossible to get hold of. It was only offered to VIPs. I couldn't even see it in person. Then the following year, which was last year, they released it again. However, as you guys may know, it was slightly different. They made some changes. The handle looked different. This time I did manage to find it in person and try it on, and something stopped me from buying it. I just found it too heavy, too bulky for a summer bag, especially because it's wicker. Plus, on top, I didn't really like the new changes to the bag, so I decided not to get it because it is an expensive bag. Let me talk about the price as well, because they released the Wicker Capucines again this year, and this was probably the biggest drop of Wicker Capucines from Louis Vuitton. They did not only release them in different colors but also different sizes, and they finally introduced a mini Wicker Capucines. Honestly, I couldn't be happier because this was my dream bag. I was secretly hoping they would release a smaller version of the Wicker Capucines. For the mini size, we had a few different options again. There was a dragon fruit, which was the neon pink color, black, white and tan. I will insert a clip again so you can see that the pink, the white and the black did have a plain leather handle, and only the tan mini Capucines has the braided handle. I believe the prices have also increased slightly from last year. So the current price of the Capucines BB, which is the larger size, is 5,850. Then the Capucines mini in the tan, because they have different prices, so this exact one in the mini size retails for 5,300, and the black, the pink and the white are slightly cheaper because the handle is plain. Only the tan, remember, has the braided handle. So the other three colors are slightly cheaper, £5,100. So this is a very expensive bag, but this is Louis Vuitton's classic Capucines bag. It is the most expensive style from Louis Vuitton. The Capucines is one of those iconic bags that each house has. So for Chanel, we have the iconic classic Chanel double flap. For Dior, it is the Lady Dior. For Louis Vuitton, it is the Capucines. And I also believe now the Capucines are not available to purchase online. You have to contact a sales advisor. You can't just go and purchase them online. They do come in so many different sizes and also in leather, exotics, wicker. The Capucines is definitely an embodiment of timeless elegance. It is a very classy, elegant, elevated bag, and the Wicker Capucines are actually inspired by the historic Louis Vuitton picnic trunk from 1892. Each of them is one of a kind, meticulously hand-woven from rattan, and they take 2 days to complete. It is also trimmed, as you can see, with cowhide leather, and we have the signature Louis Vuitton initials in gold toned finish. Let's talk about the measurement. So I'm on the website so I can give you the exact measurements of the bag. So we have 14 centimeters in length, 21 centimeters in height, and 8 centimeters in width. I also wanted to compare this size to a few of my other bags from my collection so you can kind of get an idea how it compares to some of the other classic bags that I believe most people might have. I think the size is very comparable to the Chanel Kelly bag in the small size, and also the mini Lady Dior, as well as the Coco handle, I would say, in the small size. I think all these three bags are very similar in size. I did mention earlier that the BB size was on the heavier side. Well, so is this one. For a mini bag, it is quite heavy, and the bag is also currently empty. There is nothing inside apart from the strap, because it does come with a crossbody strap, but when I fill it up, it gets quite heavy. However, I do find most wicker bags heavy anyway because of the wicker. If you prefer lighter option, I would suggest maybe you go for raffia because it's a lot more lightweight compared to wicker. Wicker is also extremely delicate. You definitely have to handle it with care and be a bit more careful with wicker because it can very easily damage. Whereas if you go for a raffia bag, it is a bit more carefree, not only lighter, but it's just easier to maintain, easier to pack if you're going on holiday. And also raffia is very soft. I have to be extremely careful every time I carry this bag because wicker can very easily damage. I can just bump it somewhere and the wicker can break, and Louis Vuitton can't fix that. You can also easily get dents and scratches on the wicker, and also color transfer. So bear that in mind if you're buying a wicker bag, especially this wicker, as you can see, is quite light in color. Now, saying all that about the wicker, how delicate it is, and also considering the higher price tag of this bag, I understand it might put off a lot of people. It is a lot of money to pay for a wicker bag, I'm not gonna lie, but you're getting an iconic style from Louis Vuitton. Also, I forgot to mention, if you get caught in the rain, please hide this baby under your clothes. Try to protect it at any cost, because I don't think wicker would agree with rain. And also we have the smooth leather, so it might stain the smooth leather as well. Alright, let's talk about practicality, because I bought this bag, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, over a month ago now, and I have used it a few times. So, is it practical? How do I find it? Well, let me tell you, this right here is the most annoying bag to use ever. Guys, it is a bit of a nightmare, okay? This is the trickiest bag to use. Why, you would ask? Well, first, the flap. I always have to be super careful because I always have rings, I have long nails. First, I have to be careful to not scratch the leather, right? Then the flap itself is quite stiff. I think it might soften eventually, but it is quite stiff and a bit tricky to open, as you can see, because the space between the handle and the bag is not that big, and also you have to put it inside because it sticks out. So yeah, and I always try to be super careful not to scratch the flap. As you can see, I try to push it from the front, from the back, and it is a bit annoying, so it takes time to get into the bag. Also, if you don't push that flap behind the handle, it is really hard to get inside the bag because the space is quite tight, as you can see, especially because it is in wicker. Now, if that was a full leather bag, maybe it would have been easier, but because it is so stiff and it doesn't give at all, you can't just push the wicker, it won't stretch. It is a very tight space. And in here, as you can see, I have the strap inside, and the Capucines in wicker inside is lined in this beautiful, very fun actually, pink monogram lining. It does feel very summery, so I love that. One big pro about this mini Capucines compared to all the other Capucines in leather exotics is that this one does not have a dividing compartment. All other mini Capucines have a divider in between. It is already a super small bag, very structured, hard to get in. I really don't understand why Louis Vuitton just doesn't remove that middle dividing compartment in the mini sizes. I'll see if I can find a picture and insert it here so you can see, but all leather Capucines have that dividing compartment. The mini Capucines in wicker does not have that dividing compartment, and thank God they removed it, because as I said, the bag is already so stiff. It is so difficult to get in and out of. Imagine if there was a middle compartment, like that would have been a total nightmare, right? So bravo to Louis Vuitton for removing the dividing compartment. This is a massive pro in my opinion, and also considering it is a small bag, it does fit all my essentials. It also fits my iPhone. I will show you what fits inside. So I do have this Chanel compact flap wallet that I'll put inside, also my Louis Vuitton card holder. So I'll put all my essentials. I'll put a little compact mirror, my headphones, my keys, a lip gloss, and maybe I will try and squeeze in my power bank because I always film on my phone and I always need that because I drain my phone battery so quick. But also, I don't know if you can see, there is flat pocket at the back with a zip. What was Louis Vuitton thinking? This pocket is completely useless. You cannot use it to put anything in there. It's super tight, it's super hard to get in, to even open it. It's so tricky to even open it. And then it is so slim, even if you put a card or something, it will be impossible to take it out. Unless you have the tiniest little hands or maybe you bring tweezers with you so you can literally take it out with a pair of tweezers. Like, it is so tight and uncomfortable to put things inside that back pocket. I would say just forget about it. Just forget it exists. So as you can see, so far things are not looking good for this bag. There are so many cons already. It is a small bag but heavy, it is delicate, it is hard to get in and out. Well, like, is there any positives, you may ask? Well, I love the strap. I love that it comes with a crossbody strap. I love that the size is small enough to crossbody. It doesn't look too bulky. The strap is beautiful. You can adjust the length as well. So yes, a big pro that we have a strap. However, there is a little issue about this strap, and many people brought it up in the comment section when I unboxed this bag. I'll link the unboxing above for you to check out, and you can see so many comments about the strap and how it is defective. So there are a few videos here on YouTube from Lisa from Luxury and Life in the Middle. I'll link her channel down below, and she explained the issue about the strap and how it unclips when she wears it crossbody. I have not had that issue with my one, but at the same time I always try to be super careful when I crossbody it. Also, I think that can easily happen if, for example, you're sitting down and you suddenly decide to get up. I think I can see how it can unclip from the hook, but because I watched her video, I always try to be extremely careful. So when I'm standing up, I would hold the bag just so it doesn't unclip and fall on the floor, because the wicker will definitely break. So I guess you do have to be a bit careful about that. But as I said, I have worn it a few times crossbody and that hasn't happened to me yet, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if it does, because these clips are quite large and the little hooks you attach them to are very tiny. So yeah, they should have probably done a more secure, smaller clips instead. By the way, I do have this little cherry charm. One of my friends gave it to me and I think it looks adorable. And now, to end this video, I think I need to reply to the biggest question and the most important one. Would I repurchase this bag again? Do I like it enough, considering everything I've said, all the cons, because there are many cons about this bag. It is annoying, it's such an annoying bag to use, okay? Would I still purchase it? And the simple answer is, what do you guys think? Yes, I will. Yes, it is hard to use. Yes, it's super delicate, but I just love the look of it. It just makes every summer outfit 10 times better. It just elevates every look and it is exactly what I was looking for. The main reason, however, for me to film this video was to let you guys know of all these things that in my opinion are not great about this bag, so you can make the decision for yourself, consider everything I said and decide if you would purchase it, because I know many of you are thinking about buying this bag and I have received so many questions asking, Maria, what do you think after using the bag? Is it still worth purchasing? You have to make that decision for yourself, because yes, it is a super expensive bag. It is a lot of money to pay for a wicker bag, and yes, it is delicate. It is hard to use, so it is up to you if you're willing to spend that much money on an annoying little bag that at the same time looks great. Okay guys, that's all. I really hope today's video was informative and I helped you make the right decision. Let me know if you have this bag, what are your thoughts about it, or if you have the leather Capucines, do you feel the same about the leather versions as well? I think it would be very helpful for everyone who's considering buying a mini Capucines. Let's have a chat in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!